I am in the plans of building a grocery store in my basement and increasing our stockpile for our family of 4 to have 1 year's worth of food. And I'm going to take you guys along with me as I build that stockpile and build that grocery store in my basement. Today, I just started off with one stockpile haul. If you guys have been following along for the last 6 months, I have been on a pantry challenge where I've been avoiding the grocery store as much as possible. So today is my first stockpile haul to start building my stockpile back up to where it used to be and having more food available for my family at sale prices. A lot of people these days are feeling the need to have more food put away for their family. They're feeling the pinch from really expensive grocery prices and also just seeing the state of the world. People are wanting to be more prepared. They're wanting to protect their family. And this doesn't have to be doomsday related or even politically related. This could just mean protecting your family against a job loss or making sure there's extra food in the pantries in case you get sick. Maybe someone ends up in the hospital or there's a family emergency. Not to mention, natural disasters can happen without any warning sometimes. So having an extra stockpile of food, extra water, extra medical supplies on hand is so important so that you can protect and look after your family in times of need. So I'm going to go through with you guys what I purchased today and how I am starting to build my stockpile up again. All right, so I started off with pasta. This pasta was on sale, so I made sure to buy a lot of it. At the end of my pantry challenge, I only had a couple bags of pasta left, so I wanted to make sure that I bought a lot to make sure that I have it on hand for when we need it. And being on sale, that's the time that we're stocking up on it. We're not stocking up on full price, but definitely on sale. So I got a bunch of different bags. We have spaghetti, we have baby shells, elbow noodles, as well as 5 bags of rotini. So we love pasta. It's an amazing budget meal, and we end up going through a lot of it. Again, if you're looking for budget meals as well, I have an entire playlist. I'll link it in the description box. So when you're done watching this video, make sure you head over there to see all the budget meals that I make for you guys. Moving on, unfortunately, I didn't get this on sale. I was hoping to. Butter is incredibly expensive. Depending on where you're shopping, it's in between $5 or $8 for a block of butter. So I only got 2 because I am doing some baking with my kids tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure I had butter on hand. But if it had been on sale, I would have purchased more. Yeast. So I literally just used the last of my yeast yesterday. This keeps well in the freezer. And I think we all remember COVID where the yeast went missing for quite some time. So I like to make sure that I have at least 2 of these in the freezer and then 1 on the go. So I have 3 of them today to replenish my stockpile of yeast. Again, if this had been on sale, I would have purchased more, but because it was not, I only stuck with 3. And then cheese. This cheese was on sale. So this was $4.50 a block, which is the best price that I can get it for, whether it's brand name or non-brand name. $4.50 is the best price that I have been able to find it in my area. So I made sure I got 6 of these blocks. And the reason I did that is because cheese freezes well. So you can stick your blocks of cheese in the freezer and it will freeze just fine so that you can save it for later. Now, I bought a bunch of different bags of dried beans. I don't really want the canned beans. It's much cheaper to can these myself. And it's a lot healthier because that way I can soak them with some apple cider vinegar beforehand and I can can them properly where I don't trust the process of the canned beans. Not to mention, I don't like my food being stored in the tin cans. I prefer to have it in the glass jars. All right, next I bought 3 things of sugar. We are going into the holiday season, which means I'm going to be doing a lot of baking. So I want to make sure that I do have sugar on hand. Again, this was not on sale. If it had been on sale, I would have bought more. I didn't bother buying icing sugar or brown sugar because I'm going to make my own from these. So this is just making sure I have the sugar on hand for the holiday season, but it's not a good stock up for the future. So it's been a long time since I've seen sugar go on sale. So the next time I do see it go on sale, I will be stocking up a lot more than what I'm doing today. So going forward with the theme of baking, again, I'm doing a lot of baking tomorrow. So we've got our white chocolate chips and we've got bags of dark chocolate chips here. Again, these are not on sale. I guess these are milk chocolate, sorry. These are not on sale, so I wasn't buying as much as I would have liked. I have not seen chocolate chips go on sale in ages. So I'm not sure why that is. I'm hoping going into the Christmas season, I'm going to see them go on sale more. We use a decent amount of them in our baking, so I would like to stock up when they do go on sale. My store even stopped carrying the big bags of the no-name brand. So they only carry this brand in the big bags, which is like $5 more expensive. So I don't really have another store in town where I can go and get them for cheaper. So I do stick to these, but hopefully in the future they get their no-name brands back or they go on sale or something because they're actually getting a little too pricey. These bags were $17. So it's a bit much for chocolate chips. So I need to find a different option. So I possibly actually after Christmas go stock up on all the chocolates that they have on sale and maybe freeze those and use those if they come out cheaper. We'll see. Then I got 2 things of molasses. This is for making the brown sugar. And then I was also told I did a black bean video not that long ago, or a baked bean video, and I told I need molasses in there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try the baked beans again with some molasses, but this is also going to be used for making some brown sugar. And then crackers. My family goes through a lot of crackers, actually a lot of crackers. So they were on sale. So I made sure to pick up a bunch of them. Normally we really like the Triscuits, but there really wasn't a lot there. So I got a bunch of wheat thins, so plus the family-sized boxes as well. So I've got a lot of boxes back there. So a lot of crackers to go on the shelf, and that way we're not running out like we normally do. And again, these are bought on sale, so that's why I stocked up with a lot of them. And that way we're eating them constantly on sale. So hopefully these will last until the next time they go on sale and I can buy some more. And then oats, again, we go through a ton of oats. These are always a decent price, although I have found that the price has started to increase, but there's no other cheaper option. And these don't go on sale, hardly ever. I very, very rarely see them go on sale. So the more expensive brands will go on sale, but then they'll go on sale down to this price. So there's no point in me buying a different brand. So it's maybe if I see something, I'd like to check out Mennonite stores to see if I can get better priced oats, and then I'll move forward from there. So I also had the plan to stop by my local Mennonite store to pick up the bags of flours that I like to use. I have a spelt flour that I buy from them, and I was going to buy a bread flour as well, and I can actually check them for oats too. But unfortunately they were closed today, so I wasn't able to pick that up. So I will be picking that up tomorrow. Again, I like to have the flour on hand. If you do stock up on flour, you can freeze it, and that way it does keep longer. I think there's some people that will put it into jars and vacuum seal those jars as well, and that helps it to keep longer too. In the future, buying wheat berries and keeping them in buckets and having a grinder, that would be ideal, but that's not where I'm at right now. So I'm just sticking with the pre-ground flour. But this is my stockpile for today to start off my journey on building that grocery store in our basement and increasing our stockpile of food to keep my family safe. If you're interested in seeing any of my other stockpile or prepping videos, I've got my entire playlist linked here. Make sure you go and check that out. And I'm just going to say a quick thank you to all of my Patreon members. I have another creator account over on Patreon where I share things that I do not share anywhere else. It is all exclusive content. So if that is something you're interested in, head on over there. And a big thank you to my Patreon members for being over there. You help me to continue to create the content that I do. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next time.